And chat, here we go into the top 8 round. It's going to be Ace. Ace is going to be our stream game. We'll see who he's up against. Ace, considered the best deck in OP14 format, has a pretty good matchup into a lot of these OP14 leaders, although can be exposed very easily, right? If they can just deal with the new gates. We'll see who he's playing against, especially with that leader effects. The first one being on opponent's turn, pitching a card in hand, minus 2,000 power on your opponent's side of the field, and then Dawn times 1 once per turn. If one of your characters with 6,000 power or more would be KO'd, you can draw 1 card. Going up against another Mihawk. So they're showing a lot of Mihawk in this tournament. Mihawk being the most populous deck within this top cut. Favored matchup for Ace, and especially on stream as of late in the official tournaments, if you've seen on the channel the last couple days, Mihawk not having very good luck in these stream matches. We'll see if it turns around in this one. Listen, if you've seen my videos or you've maybe seen me at an event, I love Nengarden playmats. And especially with Black Friday, now is an insane time to get your very own playmat, or maybe a gift for somebody else. All of the standard playmats are going to be cut at a discount. And not only that, you've got stickers, pins, apparel, that's also going to be discounted on the website. And these discounts are already so good, and you know I've got a code there for a discount of your own, but it's actually been bumped up to 10% to help you save even more on this Black Friday. Make sure to stack up the savings and get a great gift for either yourself or somebody else this holiday season. The link to Nengarden's website where you can get your next favorite TCG product is in the description below. Thank you so much to Nengarden for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to that video. Yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for Mihawk, but we'll see if he can do anything about it. Ace starting off with a 1-drop Ezo, going to be nice to be able to get some searching early in this game. And then on the next couple turns has Marco and Yamato, along with a couple Utas. Has a little bit of draw potential with the searching and also raw draw of Yamato. And this Dracula Mihawk still going with the Supernova version. So it looks like the Supernova version of Dracula Mihawk is the #1 way to play, right? We see Spiderweb, something that we just saw in the last round. Trillion Full Tricalicium, or whatever that 1-cost event is called from OP05, right? Also in the hand. The Stun Bonnie and the Blocker Bonnie are going to be nice cards within this matchup. And so here we go with Ace starting off this one with the Ezo, looking at that top 5 with the White Beard Pirates trait. Does find a Jozu, 2 different Jozus. First the 2K and then also the 6-cost from OP08. Is going to opt for that 6-cost in OP08. Probably a very good card within this matchup, right? As Dracula Mihawk plays down a 5-cost, like maybe Perona, like maybe a Stun Bonnie. You're going to be able with Jozu to bounce it right back in hand. Dracula Mihawk passing off the turn, nothing to do with 2 Dead Man's Games in hand. Looks like Ace with 3 is just going to go ahead with an 9,000 power swing at lead. Dracula Mihawk taking the life. Does find a Laud Beppo, but not going to be good in this mid-game as he finds another event. That's 5 events in hand for the Dracula Mihawk, now sitting at 4 Dawn. Doesn't have a Coffin Boat on the field. Doesn't have any characters on the field. And this might just be attach a lot to leader and swing. So attaches 3, leaving 1 Dawn open. Looks like Ace is going to take that life, use leader effect to draw 1 card, go down to 2. And now move into his 5 Dawn turn. We may see something like Yamato played on this turn, right? Yamato would be able to draw 2 more cards and go in with the Rested Dawn on leader for your leader effect, right? Especially with no characters on the field for Dracula Mihawk in this early stages of the game. You're not worried about losing right now. So drawing 2 cards, does find a Charlotte Pudding. Charlotte Pudding could be very nice if Dracula Mihawk continuously takes life and builds up a strong hand. See a lot of great cards in this Ace's hand. Looks like Ace's game to take right now is thinking about using the Dead Man's Game event for plus 3,000 counter. And so is going to go ahead and do just that. Plus 3,000 to go 8 perfect for a 1-Dawn ace swing of 7,000. And now moves into a 6-Dawn turn. Can finally play a character like Stun Bonnie. We see a Shanks, which will be nice for the next turn, right? Going on to 7. But at 6, not going to be able to play that Shanks. The Stun Bonnie would be able to stun potentially a Dawn on the Ace's side, but especially because off that Ezo, he found a 6-cost Jozu. You know that Ace going into his 7-Dawn turn is going to be able to have a Jozu on the field to pump that right back in your hand. Especially on the odd curve, Bonnie may not have as much value, and so is going in with that Bonnie to be able to use leader effect and just effectively use some of these Dawn. Try to get something going. And so now attaching all 4 of the Dawn. Does not have a Coffin Bow to be able to restand for the other Dead Man's Game in hand as a counter event, and so is just trying to ask for a ton of cards. And so Ace now thinking about using leader effect and some counter. Fruit Fly, Lucci hasn't been relevant up to this point, and so is actually going to take the 9,000 power swing. Especially with Jozu re-putting a character back into a hand, and Mihawk not really having a way to interact with Ace's hand. Means that Ace can just continuously build up this hand of cards. Now with 6 active Dawn, 7 Dawn in total, could be able to play the Jozu to bounce back the Stun Bonnie, go in with some swings if he wanted to, starting out with the 6,000 power swing. With leader, Dracula Mihawk is going to take a life to go down to 3, is playing a 10-drop Doflamingo. So it is a brick in your hand, but an interesting card. Not something we've seen so far in these Dracula Mihawk lists at the championships. Takes the next swing, plays another event. And so with the Jozu is going to go ahead, bounce back that Bonnie back into the hand, clear the field entirely. Ace running this game right now. The 1-cost event from Dracula Mihawk for fun was the last life, by the way. And so what do you do right now? Do you just play down the 7-cost Shanks and hope for a prayer that there's no Red Rock? What is your best move right now as the Dracula Mihawk? You can go with the Shanks, right? The 7-cost on the field. If they play something like Red Rock, yes, you lose the Shanks body. But that means that a 10-cost Newgate does not come down on the following turn. You can restand some Dawn for these counter events in your hand. The 10,000 counter events you have. You can try to just buy some time right now. Toxic, I don't think we've had good showcases of Dracula Mihawk games on the stream. I think we're 3 for 3 on Mihawk kind of struggling in these games. Like the deck just not working. And so is going to go ahead with that Shanks, and now using the leader effect is going to go ahead and rest the Jozu, right? Resting a 7,000 power or less character is maybe going to try to swing at lead or one of these characters right now. But with the 1 is going to go ahead with the For Fun event. The For Fun, if you use it on the main phase and rest 3 other cards, you can KO a rested 7,000 power character or less. So is going to rest leader and 2 Dawn to get rid of that Jozu, trading off a swing with leader. And so passing off the turn, moving into Ace's turn, is only going to have to face 2 swings at this point. But now with the 8-cost event and a 10-cost Newgate that can come down onto the field, that is extra Dawn that is going to be attached onto this leader and Yamato. And so is going to go with that 8-cost event. Going to play out that 10-cost Newgate, not opt for the plus 2,000 power, right? Because you're already at 1. Go ahead and draw 2, needs a trash 1 on top of that. Is going to go ahead, pitch the 4-cost Marco. And now the 2 rested Dawn attaching to leader and character. Now is going to be 8,000 power swings from both the Ace and the Yamato. And with 1 Dawn left as active, could be something along the lines of like an 8-9. Potentially. Could also maybe do 1-drop Ezo, especially because this Shanks, as he is rested on opponent's turn, is going to be minus 1,000 power on your characters. So Yamato actually right now a quick math 7,000 power swing. Could still go 8-8, right? Attaching the last active Dawn to Yamato. And so is going to attach that last Dawn, now swing 8,000 power, is going to go at life and take the life. Only one Dawn active, does find a 2K to Shigi, so finally has a 2K. Now is going to use the Trilicium event, and with the rested cards is going to get plus 4,000 power to get out of that swing, go up to 9. Did not go to 0 on that turn. Passing it off to the Mihawk is going to draw for a turn now at a full 10 Dawn. Here's where we could see the 10 cost Law and Beppo excel. We could see the 10 cost Law and Beppo go ahead, freeze the 10 cost Newgate on the field to not only be able to get rid of a blocker for the turn for these different swings that you can utilize, but also be able to minimize the amount of tax. So now Dracula Mihawk gaining 2,000 power, going to be a 7,000 power leader. Here's where the comeback potential could happen. So now utilizing leader effect, resting the Law and Beppo, an 11,000 power character. You're not afraid of it dying anytime soon if you rest it through the leader effect. Does have 3 active Dawn to work with on this 7,000 power leader. Also has a 9,000 power Shanks. Might be thinking of trying to go at this Yamato to be able to get it off the field. Now swings 8,000. This 8,000 either going at Yamato or Ace is going to command 2 cards in hand, either a 2K, 1K, or leader effect 1K. And so it looks like he is going the 2K, 1K route just in case he wants to use it on this Shanks. So still has 2 active Dawn. Remember, no Coffin Boat on the field, so not going to be able to restand any of this Dawn. Just swings 9,000 power. And so it sounds like the Shanks is swinging at leader, if I heard correctly. And so is going to go leader effect on the Newgate and a 2K from the Uta, passing off the turn. Getting out of that attack, especially with the leader effect, right? Putting Ace or the Shanks down to a 7,000 power character, and then the 2K from Uta pushes you above to 8. Now going in with the Charlotte Pudding, might go in now with the swings. All those cards back into the deck. Does still have 6 Dawn active to work with. Still have plenty of cards in hand. Is going to draw 5 cards now. Those 5 cards having a little bit of counter on it, right? We see some 2Ks in Tashigi and Kiku Nojo, and also another Tashigi, right? As a 1K, the OP14 Tashigi, as well as a couple bricks in the Shanks and Dracula Mihawk. The Dracula Mihawk could be nice, but now the 6,000 power swing testing the waters. He is a 7,000 power leader, so is not going to get that back. Just wasting a swing at this point. Definitely got to remember that that Law and Beppo gives 2,000 power through your opponent's turn. And so got caught slacking a little bit, maybe a little bit overconfident. This could be Mihawk's comeback at this point. Because now at this point, Mihawk cannot die. There is no rush cards in the hand for the Ace. Mihawk will live another turn. But I don't know if Mihawk can stop the onslaught of 10 cost Newgate and like a leader swing. Yeah, a big misplay at this point. Is thinking about going with a Yamato, right? Now that you know that you can't win the game, is just going to go with the Yamato to draw 2 fresh cards to add to the hand. Now attaching 1-2 leader. And now you may attach this other active one to the leader to swing an 8,000 power swing to force a 2K out of hand. Since Mihawk is already low on hand size anyways, is going to go 8,000 power, try to see if he pulls a 2K. Mihawk now 7,000 power leader until his next turn. Is going to pitch the Kiku Nojo, it looks like. Kiku Nojo or Tashigi is going to go exactly with that and pass off the turn back into the Mihawk's turn. We'll see if he can get anything to advance himself. A top deck of the Law and Beppo would be huge here, but does not find it. If you play the Coffin Boat on the field, it's very nice, don't get me wrong, but you don't have any counter events anymore in the hand, and if you drew a Lon Beppo, you wouldn't be able to play it. And so what do you do as this Dracula Mihawk? This Edward Newgate 12,000 power body is a menace to your side of the board. And so is going in with the Law and Beppo, I think, at lead now. Is going to try to bleed out the ace's hand. Only needs to hit twice to be able to get the game. The question is, with all of these cards in hand, can you do it? Is going to go ahead with leader effect 2K. Right, Law and Beppo now after leader effect being a 9,000 power character. This 2K putting ace to 8. Needs to give up another 2K to get out of that swing and pitches the 2 Utas. I think maybe is a little worried about like an all-in play, splitting the Dawn between leader and Shanks to go for game. The Coffin Boat now drawing one card. Does find a Lon Beppo. I said that if the Coffin Boat draws Lon Beppo, you can't play Lon Beppo. But is not going to make that play, especially with this 11,000 power swing now. To lead, I believe, is going to, because the Shanks became rested, rest the 7,000 power or less, is going at the pudding. I think is going for game right now. So is going to draw one card off of the leader effect. The Coffin Boat, resting it, is going to restand that active Dawn. Now attaching 8 and swinging 13 at lead. Ace has a lot of counter cards. Has already used leader effect. Has a bunch of 1Ks in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pitched 8 cards to go to 14,000 power. And passes off the turn. Ace now with all of these characters is going to go in and swing. Now with the 7,000 power swing goes 2K, 1K to get out of that to 8,000 power. And the 8,000 power swing at lead, taking the life. And the 12,000 power swing with Newgate going to be able to claim this game. The Mihawk, though, getting so close. 1,000 power off. Played 8 1Ks, chat. I think that is the most I've ever seen in the championships. The most cards used on counter that I've seen from a player. Pitching 8 cards, and especially 8 1Ks. That was crazy. That was crazy, chat. Good game, though. A little unfortunate for the Dracula Mihawk, but he came close. He kind of clawed his way back in a little bit after the pudding, and he made it close, I will say.